they also say offensive words. No offence to our listeners down south. We know you're not one of them. Register to vote. Vote out Trump.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, do.
Yeah.
Seriously, do.
Do.
Oh, Dan Wootton was piping up again about Meghan and Harry talking about registering to vote. Like, fuck off, Dan. Not my Dan. Dan Wootton.
Yeah, let's not get into that. It's too embarrassing.
Oh my God, what about that woman that died and how, that, like, judge woman or whatever it is? This is so ignorant, that Ruth Badger woman.
Yeah.
I thought it was Ruth Badger off The Apprentice at first.
Right.
Ruth, someone, RGB or something, isn't it called?
Right.
What's she called?
Yeah.
I think, like, that's problematic because, like, Trump is going to replace her with someone who aligns with his politics.
Oh, I know.
I think it gives
Anti-abortionist.
I think it gives him a heads up in the election, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it does, because Laurie and Brown were like, fuck. Yeah, it's not good.
America is fucked right now.
Oh, yeah.
If your house ain't burnt down, like, if that's not bad enough, you've got Trump in leadership and potentially going for another term.
Or you're getting shot at by the police, or you've got coronavirus. Take your pick.
Great.
So, mind you, we're not much better. I've been made redundant.
My job's on the line.
You're on the list. What else?
And the police officer got shot dead today in a police station.
That was quite shocking. That was quite unusual. That was near you as well. What else bad has happened? Well, loads of things,
the 6-person rule.
Oh, yeah.
That's happened. What else? Halloween's cancelled.
Yeah, everything's cancelled. Except for Christmas on Big Brother. So, what's this? Kevin says it's his 4th time on the block and this is getting annoying. Yeah, so are you. Memphis told Kevin it's because Day used the veto on him and he said, you got the benefit last week and now you get the wrath.
Who said that?
Memphis said it to Kevin.
Such a dickhead. It's like everyone's dad, isn't he?
But also, so Day and Kevin apparently, both pawns. Memphis doesn't actually bother to tell them. So Memphis is pissing off 3 separate people.
You don't care. He's a maverick.
It's weird.
David said in the diary room, he made a deal that he won't nominate me as long as I don't try hard in the veto.
Try hard. Yeah, but who's going to do that? Imagine if David had actually just sat out of the veto. That's like, I'm going to do what Memphis told me.
Did you say that Kevin said I'm a block professional?
Yeah. Like a professional cuddler. I saw him keeping up with the Kardashians earlier.
You don't watch that, do you?
Yeah, I watch it.
I did not know you watched
I don't watch it like religiously. I just watch it when I'm eating.
Everyone was up in arms about that being cancelled.
Oh, I'm not bothered about that. So Memphis said he doesn't want Kevin to go. Danny said it's Day's fault for using the veto, right?
She was doing the I told you so, wasn't she?
Fuck you, Danny. Cody and Enzo want to keep the noms locked. I've put here, does anyone ever think a few weeks ahead on what they'll do when they have to go after each other rather than picking off all the easy targets? No. I think the answer to that is no.
I do not.
I've said, I'm actually looking forward to seeing who comes out on top. I know it's a shit season, but I'm enjoying it more than the last 3 seasons. So there you go. That might be a hot take, but there you have it.
Questionable hot take.
Stick that at your pipe and smoke
Dave
it.
Wan said she knows what's going on.
In your pipe. She knows what's going on. No, that's a lie.
She says either 1, they're aligned, David and Memphis, or 2, he's going to backdoor him.
David and Memphis aligned.
So actually, she's kind of onto it because David was led to believe they're sort of aligned.
Yeah.
But actually, the plan was to backdoor him. So Dave Wan actually has all bases covered.
Dave Wan is the very definition of if you throw enough shit at the wall, eventually something sticks.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it? Like shit, literally.
If you throw enough shit at the wall, eventually something gifts.
Actually, nice. Could we work that into a title?
Probably not.
Actually, a bit like Kaiser as well. He would just come out of all this shit, and then now and again, one thing that's actually true. But it's like that's not going to work.
It's ironic that Kaiser said he wanted to stop the world burning, and he left Big Brother house to America burning.
Do you think he was responsible in some way?
No, I don't think he was any part of that gender reveal party.
What gender reveal party?
Don't you know that?
No.
It triggered the fires.
Fuck off. Oh, what thing is going off in the air?
Someone like set off some fire.
Paper lanterns or something.
Set something on fire and it spread from there.
Is that honestly how it started?
Yeah, Dan knew about that and we asked Laurie about it and that was like certain fires were caused by a gender reveal party.
But which gender was it?
I don't know.
Also, that's not
gender's a construct.
Well, yeah, fuck off. It's
non-binary.
If everyone was non-binary, we wouldn't have to worry about this shit. So just behave, all you pink and blue people. So come on,
pink.
Are you wearing pink right now?
Of course I am.
Go on.
Kevin said, "There's really only one winner in this house." Oh, it's
Alison
that
Gordon.
conversation.
Oh, this one. Go on.
But I feel like finding a friend like you've made a dream come true. In fact, Davon has not made a
Do
dream
the
come
music.
true. Alison Grodner has made, and the fact that Davon was COVID negative has made the dream come true. No,
I'm trying to do some rousing music, but it's not very good. How should it go?
I don't know. Did they use the music? Of course they used the music.
Sounds like they're dying.
But now Davon is calling Kevin her best friend, which is some bollocks.
What about Bailey?
Exactly.
What about Jason Roy?
My best friend.
Best friend is all.
She...
That's best friend is a social construct too. Some days you're my best friend, mostly not.
Exactly. Fair weather, isn't it? Fair weather friends.
Don't think the concept. I've said this before. The
What?
concept of a best friend is just ridiculous. Like
But
something like
you do have best
I
friends.
I do have a best friend, but it's like don't you think it's like a thing from school? It's like for adults to say, yeah, that's my best friend. Like all your other friends is just shit.
Yeah, it's
You're
a
not
very-
as good. This
no.
is the best one.
It's a very like
Don't you think it's funny?
primary school mentality.
Yeah, but people
You're my
say,
best friend.
but adults come out and say that shit.
I
And,
would never say I have a best friend.
Oh, I
but I
do.
would say that you're amongst my best friends.
oh yeah, you're one of my best friends. But
Well, I know.
But I have a best friend.
Nick.
Yeah, who I've been friends with for 20 years.
Yeah. No,
She's
I
like
know.
family, but just the very concept of a
Family.
best friend is just. But I talk to you way more than I talk to Nick
Of course.
because
Yet still, I don't get the credit.
maybe you could oust her. Should we evict her?
Yeah, I'm a backdoorer. If she
But-
doesn't try hard in the veto.
Yeah. I don't think it's just a funny concept, but I like it though.
I mean, I don't think I've had a best friend for a long time.
It's because you're wholly unlikable.
But then I do feel like I go through phases of being close to certain people depending on life.
I've known you have a few different best friends since I've known you in a short amount of time. Yeah, you're like one of those flavour them. This person flavour them. That's what you're like. You're like with your friend QV. You're like, oh yeah, he's brilliant. Blah blah blah. Then it's someone else.
Yeah, but if you look at the people that are invited to my parties, they're always those brilliant people.
Yeah, that's true. Including myself.
Yeah,
I'm
of
gonna get
course,
more.
including you.
I'm just gonna carry on.
No, but I feel like obviously because of proximity, at times you're closer to some people.
Oh.
Like we obviously see each other more during Big Brother time because we're podcasts.
Yeah, well, we do see each other outside Big Brother.
Do we though?
We do.
Occasionally, but we're never out of touch even during Big Brother time.
Oh no, never. Yeah, we've seen each other when we see Rowan or we have parties or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
So well, I think we do.
But like when I'm thinking about like people who've been like best friends, sometimes because like I lived with them at that time or I worked with them at that time, and like when you go through life, you kind of like pick up the good people, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
Like Cuba, he's probably my only person from that old job.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, you're coming with me because I like you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how you find people in life, isn't it?
It is.
And then like Holly, who's my friend who came.
Your new best friend.
She's my work friend who came to my sweet party.
Small party of 6
Small
people.
sweet party. In fact, I purposely renamed the Facebook to call it a mini sweet party. And then there's like a group work chat where there's like some closer work friends, right? But because I wasn't allowed to talk about sleep, I didn't tell those people. And then they were butthurt because they didn't know about it. And then someone said, "Oh, I would have liked to have found out not from Holly's Instagram story." I thought that was like jokey shade. Then there was some other shade in the chat, and I was like, "This is so shady."
It's not exactly like you won a fucking Oscar, is
but, you know,
it?
sometimes like, because Holly came to the party and no one else knew.
Yeah,
And
but
also,
only 6 people can come to a
that's
party
true.
now.
And then I feel like sometimes my other friend Charlie used to be a bit like that. Like,
Yeah.
she might be a bit butthurt because she wasn't told about it or
Yeah.
invited to the party.
Yeah.
And clearly, some people knew about it in advance and they're in the photo. And then people go like, "Oh, well, why wasn't I?" But like, you can't necessarily keep everyone in the loop.
You're just too popular. I think that's the problem. Don't you think it is hard work keeping up with friends? It's like, to be honest,
It is, but you know, if it's hard work keeping up with the friends, it's not worth it.
most
You know
of
what
the
I mean?
people I speak to day to day are people who I've never met, like Laurie or Luke or Lorcan. Rowan we've obviously met, but just these like virtual friends are so much better.
Virtual friends.
They're so much better because you don't have to deal with all their, you know, all this shit like you're talking about. These imaginary friends are my favourite. Especially when they send you money.
Yeah, I mean, that is good when your friends pay. And if all of our friends paid our way, We wouldn't have to work.
We wouldn't matter that I've been made redundant.
Yeah, friendship is a really weird thing, isn't it? And we're quite lucky to have made friends. Like, I really like that we've got friends in America that we've not met, like Laurie and.
I do hope to meet our virtual friends one day.
Yeah, me too, and like James.
I don't know why I'm saying virtual friends. They're actual friends. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. It sounds awful.
Virtual insanity.
Anyway, back to the point. Oh yeah, Davon was crying. I didn't realise they were so close about Davon and Kevin.
They're not, that's why.
So then we had the veto picks. This was where Davon picked
POV.
Nicole and Kevin picked Danny and no one picked poor David.
That was a calculated move though. They decided
I
they were going
know.
to pick Danny and Nicole to kind of... Was it to shut up everyone else? To say like they
No,
were right?
it was because they didn't want David to win the veto because then...
Oh, was it just at David's expense?
Yeah, because then one of them would go instead of David. They want David to go instead of one of them. So it's to save themselves, not to fuck up David. Although it does both.
Oh.
Anyway, this aroused Tyler's suspicions. He was like, "Oh, is Davon and Kevin working with Dan?"
My suspicions. What's that, Steps?
Fuck knows. Are they working with Nicole and Danny? So Tyler was like, "Oh,
yeah,
who are?" They're not really. No.
Yeah.
So then, Nicole and Danny said they would like to save Davon as she's in their side alliance. Memphis then took Danny,
I
Tyler.
love how blasé about everything Memphis is. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't care as long as I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as it's not David, I don't care.
So Memphis took Danny, Tyler, and Nicole into a room, and he said, "Look, I'm backdooring David. You need to throw the veto. That's that. The end." And did you see Tyler's face when Memphis said this? Tyler was just like, "No, mate." Like you could tell every time Tyler talks to Memphis, look out for it. Tyler looks like he fucking hates Memphis.
Yeah, he does.
Like he can't disguise
you know what
it.
Tyler said about Memphis right in the early days?
What?
Like, you're an old school Big Brother player. This is not how we play Big Brother now. You're like 1942 Big Brother player. He's archaic. He's like an old typewriter.
It's like an old dinosaur. Danny said, "Oh yeah," and then when Memphis left the room after sort of laying
Memphis
down the law,
said it doesn't leave the room. He
Oh.
said it doesn't leave this room. It's like fucking Fight Club.
and then after he left, Danny went, "That's stupid. I'm so sick of him." Now at this point, there was a cutaway to a strange ornament in the Big Brother house.
Those rockets.
Did you see this?
So the Rockets.
No. I'm going to show you. I knew you wouldn't have seen it. You don't pay attention.
Tyler said he doesn't want to backdoor David. Danny said she's sick of Memphis, and nobody's listening. That's me. No one's listening to David.
Oh,
What is this? You
sorry.
videoed it.
Yeah, I videoed it because I thought, what is this thing?
What's that noise? Oh, that's the
What?
the Judy the Judy old that thing. I actually looked up what that's called.
Yeah, someone told me on Twitter, gyroscope or
Nah,
something.
it's
No,
not-
it was something like that.
It's like early animation.
But it says "but first"
I know
in
it does,
it.
but I hadn't noticed it says "but" first until that one, and I did notice that. I just didn't make a note because I thought it was old news.
I thought that's interesting. Yeah, it probably is old news.
Right, let me
Do
go
I
back
care?
to my original notes to see if I've got it in here. Or did I even put it in? I actually googled what it was called.
Someone told me on Twitter if you really want. No, I don't want to look on Twitter because it's going to ruin the picture.
Did you tweet that?
Yeah, I said
You're
what.
really getting into
I
your
said, what the fuck is this?
your multimedia tweets, aren't you?
Look, I've been doing videos of me watching the show. No one could care less.
I'm not surprised.
I mostly just do it for myself. So, listen, forget about that.
I want to know what that's called.
Oh, I can tell you at the end if you like, because it's on my Twitter, but I don't want to get ruined on what happens in the eviction if you don't mind. This is good podcasting. So Memphis told Kevin and Davon that they're safe. Davon was not convinced. She said, "I don't trust these damn people." Tyler said, "Why didn't they pick him about David, about Davon and Kevin?" And Memphis said, "They sealed his fate." Shout out to Kesa, I sealed your partner's fate.
I've got it.
We're going to have to go over all that section again.
It's called
You do
the
realise that?
phenakistoscope.
No, it's called something shorter than that. Someone told me on.
The phenakistoscope, better known by the misspelling phenakistoscope or phenakistoscope, was the first animation device using rapid successive substitution of sequential pictures.
Put your teeth in, dear.
This is... Just put my toupee on, actually.
Alright, Memphis.
Anyway, that added approximately nothing to the show.
Okay, well, it's a good job we're keeping it under 2 hours.